Hi, this is Ocean, and I'm going to demonstrate the latest Root Challenge. It's the more advanced version because I have now the base game, the expansion with the river folk and the lizards, and the beavers and the reptilian dudes, and then I've also bought the expansion, the moles of the underground duchy, plus the crows or the corvid conspiracy. So I've got plus the three extra vagabonds, plus the exiles and partisan cards. So I've really expanded it out. So the rules still apply to play 4 games in succession with random against the AI. And I'll show you how to do it and the screenshots you need to take in order to send them to me on my email omx369@gmail.com. All this details is on the website for the advanced version. And there's a little sort of reward built into this, so if you actually manage to achieve it, send me the screenshots and it all checks out. Now the point about the screenshots is the timing needs to be on the screenshot so that you complete this whole thing from start to finish in one run, because what you can't do is play one game, win, and then play another game, lose, and then reset yourself to play that game until you actually finally win it. And then, because ultimately of course you can win against AI 4 games, but they all need to be done in succession in one play through, which might take about 2 hours. I do it every morning, and currently I'm playing on the mountain map, which is of course in the advanced version, and I managed to win it I think like 9 times out of 10. So you can still lose. Some of the ones are quite difficult, particularly the vagabond is no longer such an easy win because the favour of the different animal groups, the foxes, the rabbits and the mice, cards don't come through. So having 3 hammers isn't sufficient for you to win the game. It was rather nice without the exiles and partisans cards that you could almost certainly get a win with the vagabond tinker, because you'd build your 3rd hammer and then just blow up the world. But that doesn't work because with the extra cards you don't seem to get the favour cards. So that said, the tinker still can win, although I'm debating now whether to go for one of the other vagabonds. But anyway, suffice to say, I'm going to play it through to the point at which I show you how you can play the challenge with random AIs, and but it won't, obviously there's 6 different factions, and in which case there are numerous possibilities. I can't show you all of them, but what I will do is maybe at a later stage go through each of the factions and show you my particular strategy that I use to beat AI. Now of course this strategy may not work against humans, but because I now know how the AI plays, I can more or less beat the AI with all 6 factions, although I have never yet managed to win with the riverfolk. So if you ever get the riverfolk coming up, you can always resign that game and then play a vagabond instead, unless of course you've already played the vagabond, in which case you have to go back to a random one. And if the riverfolk come up again, you keep on resigning until you get one of the other factions to come up, and then you can play that challenge through, and that's acceptable. I've sort of weakened it because I can't see how the riverfolk win against AI. It might win against humans where they buy from you, but the AI on the hard setting will never buy stuff from you, in which case you never get enough stuff to win the game as a riverfolk. So I basically score them out. And the other one is that if you are playing the cats and you're up against the lizards and there are no vagabond to clear the ruins, the cats have got a real big problem on their hands because they can't expand and build all their workshops, recruiters and so on. So basically that's another one that I've found on the easy way on the challenge. I've said if you get the riverfolk or you get the cats with that particular situation, you can resign and then play another game instead until you get one that isn't those 2 conditions. So let us go. I will show you how it works. So the first thing you do is you go into the local play, go into solo play, and then you check out that you're on the hard setting, and you've also got the exiles and partisans, and you're playing the mountain. So those are the 3 conditions to set up. And I've got to reset myself because that's the one I won this morning. I'm going back to random on all of them, because the very first game you play will be random on all AI and yourself. So let's just see what comes up. The Vagabond. Now the Vagabond, I can generally win with the Vagabond, so let's have a go. So here we go. Now on the mountain setting, of course, you've got this special mountain which provides 1 point for whoever controls it. Now with the Vagabond, you never control clearing, so basically you're a little bit of a disadvantage on the mountains, but you can still win. The other thing is I always start at this spot here, so I'm going to click on that and play that. Now then, what you're attempting to do with the Vagabond is get your crossbow, 2 swords, and I was going to go for 3 hammers. It's always getting 3 hammers because the favour cards might come out, but so far I've never played the Vagabond with the exiles and partisans. I've never had a favour card, so that's been a real problem. But I do like the Tinker because the Tinker can always look at the discard pile when he's done all the ruins. So the first ruin, what you're going to do is look at your cards and decide which particular clearing you're going to go to. Now ordinarily I would try and build something right off and go to that clearing, but in this particular instance I've got really nothing to I decline Riverfolk. There's nothing I want from them. This would be handy to go, so I'm going to go there into the centre and then get over to the Rabbit clearing so I can build a charm offensive, but I'll also have a look at the ruins. And I've got, it looks like a sack, and I'm going to build a charm offensive. It's always handy to get extra cards. I've used up now all my 3 things. I haven't got a, you want to get the root, you want to get the teapot as quick as you can. So I'm just going to go and finish that turn. I'm going to exercise my ability. Now who do I get having a card currently? The Beavers are doing real well, so I don't want them to get anything. I think I might go with the Alliance and give them a card. Give them a point actually, and get 2 cards. This is really good because now I've got my root tea pot. So I want to get to a mouse clearing to build that, but unfortunately I'm going to have to go through here to get to it. So that's not a problem because I can go into the central spot and then move to that and then build, check the ruins out and then build the teapot. Oh, and someone else has built a teapot, and the Alliance have given me, oh this is brilliant, the crossbow. So this is almost perfect start. Let's just see, I've got 2 cards I can swap. The ambush, I mean I don't like giving away the ambush card, but it's not a big problem because nobody really attacks the Vagabond early on, and that way I can get another root tea, I can get the crossbow, plus by giving them cards that you'll get 1 point for having an alliance with them, and you really want to have an alliance with all 3 to get your 3 points before you start attacking anybody. So I'm going to go to there, and then I'm going to go into the mouse clearing to get myself the root tea. Whoops. What's going on here? There we go. There we go. I'm going to ditch my. Do I give him the ambush card? I think I do. I exhaust my. No, I can't do that. I can exhaust one of the sacks. I don't need that. Get myself the teapot. I perhaps should have. Yeah. So what I should have done is when I was in the fox clearing, I should have traded with the Alliance to get that crossbow before I came down to the mouse. So sometimes you can get this button here which allows you to go backwards, but that has gone. So I just hope that I've got myself the boot. But I don't know what I'm going to get. That's just the other hammer. So anyway, I'm going to build myself these two things, which is 1 point for an extra sack and 1 point for the root tea. I'm now up to 6 points, so I'm just 1 behind the beavers and 3 behind the cats. Now the cats might do very well because they're in no opposition to them, so they've got access to all of the sites. And once again, I'm going to trade, and I'm going to trade with the Alliance again. And hey presto, we finish the turn. Now then, there he goes. He's got access to the central spot, so he will get 1 point every turn for controlling the mountain central spot, which is fine because that sort of levels things out. With that crossbow, of course, the cats become very vulnerable because I go around popping off their men. So I'm going to go into the centre, do the ruin, and then probably come back and start shooting at arcs. I need to get this sword. So if I'm lucky, the ruin in the box place will have the sword, which will enable me to go back to the mouse place and take out those units there, because after you've knocked out one of the his soldiers, you then go into a situation where you get 2 points per thing you kill rather than 1 thing. So I'm going to go back there, hope for the sword from the ruin. Nah, unlucky. Never mind. It's not the end of the world. I can then trade there for the crossbow. Come back here. No, I can't do so. I haven't got any boots left. Oh, I have got a boot left because I've got one from the... You've got to remember, I've got 2 teapots here, so I'm up to the maximum. Now what I'm going to do is going to get a point for this. So I'm going to give up my ambush card. I don't need this. I might build that when I get into here to get an extra point. But next turn what I'm going to do is the ruins, and then yeah, I'll do this again. Again, once against the Alliance, they're struggling a bit. At some stage I might go for the beaver. A false orders is quite handy. That's quite a powerful card. I quite like that one. So we've got 3 sacks. We're up to the max there. We've got 2 teapots. We've got 2 hammers. We're looking really well. We need the sword. Actually, we need to build another sword, and then we can become really powerful. But basically, until he's made a mistake here, because what you want to do is, if you're a cat, is build a recruiter with this sawmill place, because if you don't build your recruiter there, when you do your recruit action, you end up with your recruiters in the wrong place. In which case, but the one thing the cats have is they don't have. He's gone and defended it. That is a shame, because otherwise I could have. But what I can do is do false orders, you see, and shift those cats back out of there, and then take out that spot. So I will not move. I will do the search, get the sword. I will then do the false orders. And then I will move. Well, is it worth going up to there and sorting out the Alliance? Now I've got 7, so I can redo quite a bit. Yeah, I think I might go up there and cause trouble for the Alliance, because I've already got my point for trading with them, and yeah, I'm going to do that. I wouldn't mind that extra sack, but it's not the end of the world. Knock him out. My crossbow, which is always a hit without having to worry about throwing dice, and then right, sorry about that, but as you saw, I took out 2 of his units and got 40 points. I'm now, I'm still 2 behind the cats, but the cats are going to have problems when I do the false orders. But anyway, we will now finish that round. There's nothing more I can do. No, so that's that done. Hang on. There we go. Now then, what's this? Oh, this is the false orders. Oh, this is the select player. And I think this time I'm going to do the beavers. Yeah. Swap mate. That's not a bad card to have. The Alliance is really struggling. I haven't really set up anything at all. In order for the Alliance to win, you've got to set up all your 3 bases and then you're more or less guaranteed to win. But he's got no bases set up at all because the AI plays a silly game of putting their sympathy markers right where they're going to get knocked out. The trick with the Alliance is to build in places like this where nobody is, so you can get your bases set up. But obviously the cats will defend against the sympathy guys. Here we go. He's built that jolly recruit because I opened things. Yeah, it's going to be real problems. But anyway, and I haven't got my second sword. But now I've done all the ruins, I now use my ability to go into the discard pile. For that, you need to check the entire discard pile because this will determine where you go. And that's a nice card to have. 3 points. Oh, there's the sword. Right, and that needs to go to a... to build it, you need to go to here, but I haven't actually started attacking the cats, so it only cost me 1 boot to get there. So I'm going to go here, get hold of that sword. I'm going to do the false orders as well for this lot to head off to there. I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll cause trouble for the beavers. That's it. Brilliant. It's just a brilliant card, that. Now then, I build, I get the sword, which I need. I build the extra sword. There we go. We then head in there into his little place where he's got 3 places to take down. That's worth 6 points. Actually, with the wood, that's worth 8 points if you can get the whole lot. So I now take out the first one of those. Now, unfortunately, normally I don't like them defended by just 1, but of course, if you've got 2, there is a chance that you can take him out without losing too much. Oh, jolly so-and-so's is done an ambush, so I have to take out hits. Now, because I've got a lot of sack space, I can do that, and I can also knock out one of the boots because I don't need any more boots. So I can take those 2 hits without too much trouble. I've got a hit on him there, which is rather nice. I take out another hit, which can be a teapot. I don't need all teapots, do I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I could do the teapots. Difficult. I might take out the that one and then repair. Now then, I should be able to get a lot of points from this sort of area here. We shall go up to 3. That's it. Perfect. So that'll get me 6 points and put me well in the lead. Yeah. But unfortunately, because I haven't got 3 swords, I will now go and give him something and hopefully get something decent. Rubbish. COVID planners. You ignore rule, actually, which ignores rules anyway. We'll get rid of that. Don't need that. Right, we're well on the way to winning. Oh, and he's lost another bit. So the cats are really struggling now because they've lost a lot of stuff. And most of his army is over here, sitting doing nothing, of course, you know. But anyway, there you go. See what the cats do. They probably will come down here. Oh, he's got 6 men there. And he's got false orders as well. Yeah, he's got a couple of pints. Not being very sensible. He's left me a target there, so I can get 2 points from that. Where do I get my points from? So I can get the 2 points from that. I'd love to be able to get down to there, but the trouble is, it now is going to cost me, because of the negative effect, it's going to cost me 2 boots, and I haven't got the boots because I haven't built them. But I can repair the 2 boots, which will get me but it won't get me all the way down here to get that point. That's too much to get for. See what we've got on the in the discard pile. Is there anything there I can build? Oh, look at that. That might be worth getting. That's well worth getting. And then the bake sale, yeah. So there's a lot of... Oh, and there's that one there. I think I'm going to get my next sword by staying here, getting the point. Yeah, so I'm going to stay in the mouse. I'm going to get a point for that because I don't need that anymore. And then I'm going to get 2 points from the knocking this thing out. And then I'm going to move here, get the sword. Do I need to get the sword here? I think I do, don't I? I need to get the sword. There it is. Oh, I can get that sword. Oh, I must look at this sword initially. Move. I've lost out on my 2 boots. Because I'm going to repair my 2 boots. And there. And I can move to there. And build. Because I used my hammers to do the repairs, didn't I? So I can build them next turn. I'm 26, he's on 23, but he's got problems. So I think I can back it in here. Yep. Right, I can give it to the Alliance. Just rubbish. Rubbish. Saboteur's a waste of time, that is. Tunnel's a waste of time. The only things that really matter are the ones which get you points. So the Exiles and Partisans for the Vagabond aren't very good. So part of my thinking is maybe for the challenge to remove the Exiles and Partisans, but I'm currently working with them and it's part of the advanced route challenge. So off he goes. He's beating up the beavers. It's not a problem. The only problem I've got is if the cats... No, they haven't done anything. So now then, the river folk, you've got to watch them, because when a lot of people have traded with them, which is what happens if he's an AI, he will start scoring dividends. Now then, I've got to go... so what I've got to do is get another 2 points. I can get 2 points from there. Where am I going to get... another 2 points. Mind you, the beavers are looking strong. I'm tempted to go in there and get 2 points from that and from that. You see, I can knock out the green dude with my crossbow because the Alliance have this advantage that they get the better score. So I am not going to stay there. Build my sword, as I planned. So I've now got an attack of 3, so I can do 3 hits. Then move into the rabbit clearing. I've got. I could get 1 point from that at least, so I can just get 1 point from the Alliance dude. I could attack the beavers to get my final point, but I'm going to actually get it from moving these mountains, which is rather... Oh, look at that, I get 2 points from them. So I just give away a card to relevance. I've won! So there you go, that's the very first demonstration how you win in the Vagabonds. The next thing you do is you now take screenshots of this screen. I'm not going to do it, but you have to take a screenshot. You have to know how to do that on your computer. Then you go to the next game, but this time you select the first AI as the one you've just played, Vagabonds. So off we go. We find out we've got the Corvid, the crows. So I'm going to save this one off. So we've got the first game done. And I'm rather hoping to show you how you can play the Corvids and then whatever comes up next. Oh, look, this guy is the vagabond. Anyway,